Well, good morning. I just wanted to do a walk around video of my bike, my mods. I don't think I've had the chance to do it, so let's get started. This is my 2015 matte gray Yamaha FJ09. I got it in January 2015, so I've had it a year and a bit. My second season riding it, and I've tinkered with it a little bit. I've done a lot of small things, most of them do-it-yourself type mods, and I think the most obvious one for most people right off is going to be the windshield. The stock windshield created a lot of buffeting, as most people with this bike quickly find out, and so I shortened this windshield down quite a bit, and it's I created a bit of an interesting shape. I also put spacers up underneath the front of it and removed the well nuts, the rubber well nuts at the top, and that created an angle. It tipped the windshield back. So now the buffeting is probably at the top of my shoulders. Keeps my head in clean air, but I get the benefit of having the pressure off my chest. So, and then I spray tinted it with nightshades, I think, VHT nightshades, and I think it kind of looks badass. What's the next thing I did? The next thing that I did with this bike is the exhaust, and this is something I created a thread on fj09.org, and it's a little involved. You cut open the exhaust, and you remove a piece of pipe that creates a very long circuitous route through the muffler. Makes it go through 3 times. After the mod, it passes through the exhaust once, and I went one step farther and I put a 2-inch tip on the exhaust pipe instead of the approximately 1 3/8 inch outlet that was on it. On the dyno, it was worth about 5 horsepower to the rear wheels, and I love the sound. It's much throatier, and that's what I was after initially. The power was just a bonus. So that was one of the fun things I did very early on when we got the bike. This season I removed the handguards. Some people feel it's an integral styling element of the FJ09, but it certainly makes it wider, and you don't have proper bar ends to help reduce vibrations. So I removed them. I also think that at higher speeds it can induce some of the head shake that people experience with this bike. So I removed them, and I'm not sorry I did. I prefer it without them, but everybody has a preference. Actually, for my birthday last year, I got the RAM mount for my phone, and it's really handy. I couple that with the charger that I installed into the 12-volt outlet, and when I hook that up, it can charge while I ride, so I never have to be worried about battery life. So that's pretty handy. Another thing here, I did my LED signals, and I have mixed feelings about them. They're cheap $20 Chinese ones. They look kind of alright. They're a bit smaller than I would prefer. They don't have a rubber base, although a friend of mine bought some that look pretty close to identical, but they do have a rubber base. Go figure. I think his were $40 though, so there you go. And I hooked up the running light feature in the front, and I hooked up the brake light feature in the rear. So when you press the brake, the rear inner portion lights up red with the brake light for better visibility. The other recent addition was the rear shock. The original shock doesn't have compression damping adjustability. And with these bikes, it seems like they overcompensated with the damping on the compression circuit, especially the high-speed compression. You hit a bump, and if you have fillings, you won't have them for long. So I hunted down a shock that had very similar physical dimensions to the FJ09 shock or MT09 Tracer, and that's a ZX10R shock, 2005-2006 vintage. It has the piggyback reservoir, it has compression adjustment, it has the rebound adjustment. It's aluminum bodied shock instead of a steel bodied shock. I only have had one ride of about 150 kilometers to evaluate it so far, and I'm still getting onto the adjusting, but I initially feel it's an improvement for sure, and the fact that I have adjustability is pretty important. Hey, there's my dog Copper trying to sneak in on the video. Anyways, what else have we got? That's the most of the mods, I think, but maybe we'll start it up so you can hear the modified exhaust. One last thing, I did reshape my seat a little bit, and I added a piece of memory foam under the seat to increase the comfort. It helped a little bit, and I think it's a good stopgap until I can find a seat that I want to replace it with. But anyways, we'll do another video possibly in the future if we do other mods. I don't have the key on me, so we're not going to start it, but there will be plenty of time to do other exhaust sound videos. So hope you enjoy.